I enjoyed what I was doing. I was very good at what I did.
If we design everything, we manufacture everything, we don't want to let customers down, because ultimately the customers are our future, they're our next generation.
So Sam, we somehow managed to entice you from a multi-billion-pound company to come across to a much smaller enterprise, but one with very ambitious plans. How do we do that? How do you think you could transfer your skills from a very corporate environment into our industry and what we had mapped out for our next 5 years?
Yeah, I absolutely love working in corporate. So very, very different in terms of the structure. You don't have a very close relationship with your peer group because you're spread out over a massive area. So you'll run a section of the country and so on. And I enjoyed what I was doing. I was very good at what I did. And I think that was what was lacking really, that when you get to a certain point and you want that one-on-one mentoring. When I came here and I met Mike and Don for the first time, and then when I met you at the pub and we had a lovely lunch, I think I just got that massive feeling that I was going to get that mentoring that I wanted for people that had been in an industry, knew it back to front, but also still had that same level of ambition and growth and so on. And I really saw how the things that I'd done in the past to create my own area of the business, bring on my own team, promote from within, setting sort of where we were going to go, that I could really be effective here. And I think be effective here with friends as well. And that's what I've sort of been lacking for the last couple of years. And yeah, so it might be little in terms of, what I was at before, but in terms of the feeling that we have here, it's a huge family feel. It's such a massive thing to be part of.
So 18 months in, and you brought on a lot of new people in that time. How do you think we can help achieve our goals with a young team? I think we're average age 26 years old.
Yeah.
The business is 25 years old, which ages me. But how do you think with a young team you can bring them along at the speed we need them to be? Because they're straight in at the deep end. We give a lot of responsibility to young people, but you're really proud of the graduate program and apprentice program that we've developed here.
Yeah. Yeah, they are massive. I mean, it's the investment in time and the investment in all of the stuff that we're doing. And I suppose for me, the fact that they are so young, they don't come with any of those bad learnt behaviours, and they're completely fresh books, for us to fill. And we introduce little bits to their role day in, day out. So at first it's how you run a project well, and then it's how you maximise projects, how you look at efficiencies, how you look at best customer service for our customers. And with them, the investment that we do in the mentoring programme and the fact that they have exposure to absolutely every part of the business, it's absolutely massive. And if you compare the graduate programme that someone would go on in a corporate setting, you would be isolated in one department for a very long time, very, very structured, set out, and then when you roll out, it's a designated time. For these guys know that their progression is as good as they are.
Hey Sam, so we're investing in our people, which is something that you brought in, something we've always done, but you put a proper program in place, and we can see that working. Our growth plan over the last year, the number of people we've brought in, people being made into managers. The other thing that's really important for us as a business is investing in our manufacturing. How do you think the investments that we've done are going to help set us apart and help us keep driving towards those goals that we've got?
Yeah, I mean, investment into people is absolutely massive. You've got to have the key people in key roles, make sure that they know what they're doing, that they're performing well, and we've done that exceptionally well. I think we'll continue to do that exceptionally well. One of the things that we do as a business that sets us aside from our competition that is amazing about Pentagon is we really are cradle to grave. We design everything, we manufacture everything, we deliver everything with our own in-house teams. And I think manufacturing is going to be a huge in the next couple of years. We've done such a massive investment in the last, as you said, 5 to 10 years. But this year especially, we've really been focusing on efficiencies, looking at machinery. How do we have the best products developed? How do we make sure that we create capacity so that we can sell that capacity into the marketplace and really design beautiful products and manufacture beautiful products for our customers, as well as offer our services externally. I think in the next 12 months, we're going to have such a huge push on our investment and to sort of add on to all the amazing things that we've done. And talking about people, we've got the most amazing people here as well. There's been sort of a huge investment into people, making sure that we have the right people in the right progression roles, because manufacturing is a little industry in itself that we've managed to keep in the business internally very, very well.
And the head of the manufacturing is Nick Chappell, that's
It
been with
is.
the business almost 20 years.
Started as an apprentice.
So how
He did.
fantastic to see. And that's, that was an example that we set a long time ago, and something we want to do now. We want to get people in at a young age, and they don't just have jobs with us, they have careers with us.
Exactly, and Nick is absolutely mega, and I think what he's delivered here and the sort of vision that we have is that this will eventually hopefully become its own massive little business. And I think that people like Nick that know the company inside out, that have been here and sort of have developed through all of that, grown with that company, it's just, he's brought in people to follow his steps. He's got fantastic component team, fantastic assembly team, and he really knows this market, and that's key. We're very, very, very good at retention of our people, as well as bringing in new people, and having that great mix of new and old. It just makes it so that we are unrivaled in the industry.
So we've set ourselves some pretty ambitious targets, Sam.
We have.
That keep us all excited, because that's what we've got to do. We've got, nearly 200 people across the north and south of the business, and people want to see that the owners of the business have got ambition and we want to grow. How are we going to ensure that we keep to our plans?
So we have a really fantastic delivery plan. I think what we've done, going back to our people, is we've put some really key people in really key roles. And I think it's exciting for them in terms of where they can go in their careers. We've got a really big job to do. We want to take over more of the market. We also want to look in new markets. And what we really want to do is seek out those efficiencies. So those things that as a business that we've grown, and because we've had rapid growth as well, that we've never really dealt with, we're really ironing out these so that we create a really strong foundation for us to springboard from. And I think, as we've talked about, manufacturing is going to be huge. Our grad program is going to be huge. Investment into our managers, investment into our machinery. And I think with the growth that we're going to see in the industry, as well as the company and the direction that we're going, we've got a really, really fantastic couple of years coming.
I remember when you first came, when you were from Balfour's, you were talking about what we actually do as a business, and you were saying it's not about being a playground equipment manufacturer, it's actually improving children's lives. That's what we do as a business, and that was something that gave you a sense of, actually, I'm going to do something, purpose and a sense of good. Do you think that's, when you're interviewing graduates, is that something that they see as a business? They want to see it's got a purpose?
Yeah, I think it's amazing really when you interview graduates, and there's more and more people that look for job satisfaction. I think, as I've said, that's what I was looking for. It was brilliant putting great big gas pipes in the ground. It was brilliant going and redesigning highways and building new roads. But I think really it felt like a little bit of giving back. You didn't really see your customers, whereas here, when you go to site, you're seeing customers, you're seeing children playing on equipment. I think that's really important, especially for our graduates coming through, that they don't want to let customers down, because ultimately the customers are our future, they're our next generation, and the reward that you get when you go to site and you've delivered a fantastic project and you see them all playing on everything, I've delivered that, I've built that. We've had a massive part in making sure that children have a better future. And I think there was a statistic that something like 250,000, is it? Children are playing.
500,000.
It's amazing.
It's just. I'm aiming for 1 million. That's, you talked about 1 million customers, but they are our customers.
They are
and that's
our customers.
only, and then we've got our playgrounds are in there for them to enjoy for years and years. And we just find that's fantastically important for everyone in the business to understand that is what they're doing. In every department, they're making a difference.
Exactly. I think everyone feels like that as well. I think it's such a huge, when people walk through, you don't need to sell the brand sells itself. It's just such a fantastic message.